You know, I hear this term patriot a lot, especially over the last 8 years or so. You hear it a lot coming from the Second Amendment community. You almost never hear it coming from those on the left, which is kind of sad. But here is the predominant definition of patriot. You do a Google search and you'll find almost exactly the same words. A patriot is a person who loves, defends, and supports their country. So this is about the feeling that you have for your country. In an example would be a person who is loyal to and supports and fights for the United States of America. That doesn't mean they're a soldier or a war fighter, because in many ways you can support and fight for the United States of America, not any other country. United States of America. One who loves, supports, and defends one's country. One who loves and is loyal to and zealously supports one's own country. That's pretty simple. Nowhere does it say a patriot is someone who believes or supports the Second Amendment. It implies, however, that a patriot supports what defines our country, and that is the Constitution of the United States of America. Not parts of it, all of it. Not some parts for these people and some parts for those people, but all of it for all people in the country, because the United States of America is made up of all people in the country. So a patriot is zealous and supporting and defending the people inside of the boundaries of the United States of America. So what does that really mean? Well, it means that just because you are an atheist doesn't mean you're not a patriot. Just because you don't happen to like guns doesn't mean that you're not a patriot. You might have to find other ways to defend zealously the country, right? It doesn't mean that one particular color of skin or one particular gender is less patriotic than the other, because patriotism is a behavior, not a look. It's a behavior. It's what people do, not a look. You cannot be a patriot. You cannot, I will say this again, you cannot be a patriot at all and attack one of the major symbols of the United States of America. And that means every single person who invaded the U.S. Capitol is not a patriot. A patriot would be someone who would defend against such an attack. And that did not happen. So in the definition of a patriot, there were no patriots on premises at all. No one. If you're going to be a patriot, you support the Constitution. Your behavior supports the country and all people in the country. Any attack you make on the country renders you not a patriot, and I will say traitor in quotes, because there's a formal definition of being a traitor that doesn't apply. Well, what does that really mean at the end of the day is that we need to step back and think about what we are doing to ourselves. If someone says, because you don't believe what I believe, therefore you are not a patriot, I disagree with that. Our country is founded on the ability to have constructive disagreement about whatever. It doesn't mean that if your point of view is not adopted, that you should lose your patriotism. Think about that as we go about and become more and more tribal. I would say this to the prepper community who talk about their mutually support groups or their homestead groups or people that they want to bring together to support them. You need to be careful that in the process you create little fiefdoms and tribes that will end up warring on each other like tribes always do. Now we're close to that because you have the tribes on the left, on the far left, Antifa, Black Lives Matter, and then you have the tribes on the right, whatever that list is of people that say it's time to go to war, it's time for civil war, it's time to pick up your guns and go and do whatever, it's time to go and assault the leading icon of the United States of America, and that is the Capitol. You're not a patriot because you're not defending the country. If, however, you believe that there is no country left to defend zealously, then you should leave it. Love it or leave it. But if you attack it, you are no longer a patriot. If you attack it verbally, if you attack it physically, you are not a patriot. And saying it a lot doesn't make you one. So, I put that out there to those who say they are patriots. And waving a flag doesn't make you one. What you do makes you one. And with that, as always, thanks for watching. Carry on.